So this video recording is going to be about Prizmo, the app. So what Prizmo is, P-R-I-Z-M-O. And at the time of this recording, I believe it was $9.99 on the Apple App Store. And what it is an OCR app. Now I know you're thinking it's mobile. It's not going to be that good in terms of accuracy, but it is surprisingly good. That's why I can't believe it's only $9.99. So OCR, for those who aren't familiar with that area format, it stands for optical character recognition. So you can take, normally it's, traditionally it's done on a desktop software environment. So you would take, whether it's a worksheet or a magazine or a newspaper article, like something that's hard copy text. So for example, you have this long legal sheet here, and it has a bunch of policy stuff on here and program introductions. And so you can take something like this, scan it in on your desktop, and it will convert it into editable text. So you can put it in a Word document or save it as a searchable PDF. And what that allows is for screen reader users, it will allow you to read the text, to actually interact with it, because it's not just a collection of pixels, right? That's a lot. It's a common mistake. Lots of not making a document accessible. So for purely sighted person, that's good because collection of pixels is all you need to read a document, black and white. But for screen reader users and or low vision users, right, it's really nice to have that crisp, clear text that you can either visually zoom in on and or you can get the screen reader to read it out loud for you. So without further ado, let's get into Prizmo. So right there, the app is right here. It's a nice little thing. Tap on that. Now think of Prizmo like an actual desktop OCR program. It's laid out very similar where you have all your documents, you can store them here, and it even has iCloud integration. That's the first thing that's going to pop up is, would you like to use iCloud when you first open Prizmo? And if so, then, let's say you're at the restaurant or you scanned in a document at work with your iPad, and let's say you're on the go at a business meeting, like a dinner meeting, and you can pull it up on your iPad or your iPod or iPhone and get it to read out loud for you, so you have that document with you, right? With iCloud integration, it's really nice. Anyways, so you have three buttons down here. You have create a new document. You have quick scan. So it'll just scan it. It won't save it. It'll just scan it, and you can do what you want with it. You won't be able to save it. That's all. Like in Prizmo app. And then you have the read out loud feature. Now, one thing to note is that Prizmo, unlike VoiceStream, was not originally built for vision impaired or blind users. So naturally you think, okay, there's going to be some setbacks for us low vision and blind users. Not a thing. So that's one thing to be really glad and thankful about, is that it's completely compatible with VoiceOver. VoiceOver reads everything. There are some features in there that do help, like page adjustment. It will tell you go left, down, until you got it adjusted. That you do have to play with that setting if you're a VoiceOver user. It's not fully accurate. There may be a glitch in there too, I found a few months ago, where it will say no page detected, yet we finally got the whole body text in the screen capture itself. So anyways, so without further ado, we will go into create a new document. We'll zoom in here. So now it's asking us what kind of document we want to create, a text document, business card, or an image. We're just going to go and select the text. And so this is our viewer here. And this is where all our documents that we scan in are going to be viewed. Okay, using the built-in zoom, of course. So now it's asking us, okay, do you want to take a picture? You want to create or import from a photo album, paste from clipboard, or last taken picture? So we're just going to go take a picture because let's say we're at the spaghetti factory, right? And we want to take a picture of the menu, which I actually did, and it was pretty good. So because I don't have long enough arms to Well, maybe I do, I don't know. Oh, look at that, I actually do, kind of. Well, I do, but I don't have, oh boy. Okay, so naturally you would just put this paper on a table, take the iPad or iPod, right, and just scan it from that point on. But I'm doing this like through like a telescope kind of view, where there's iPad behind an iPad and then this paper. So I'm glad my arms are a little longer, proportionate. Okay, this is gonna be hard. Boy. Okay, so we just take the picture. So keep in mind that if you have an iPod Touch or an iPhone, it will come with a built-in LED. You always want to use that because any flash will make an image nice and crisp, or at least more clear. But the iPads don't have built-in LEDs at this point. And this is the iPad Air, so first generation iPad Air, you could say. So, but what you can do with Prizmo, though, you can take multiple pictures. So let's say, okay, I've taken a picture of those two columns, and let's say I flip the sheet and have another two columns I want to take a picture of, which I'm not going to do, but you could just simply line it up and press the camera picture again, and it will, so you'll create multiple pages in one file, just like on a desktop. Lovely. Another thing about this area is that there are options at the top. So because I've already used this, I've set it up, but you can tap on the options at the top right corner, and you have detect page, and this is where it would say left, right, down, center, for voiceover users and or maybe low vision users. You have image stabilizer, and then you have cleanup image. So we're just going to leave things how they are. Okay, like I said, if you're use VoiceOver or the page detection tool, you may have to fiddle with that. You don't know exactly, like I said, there may be a few glitches. And then you have LTR here. That is the paper size. Originally, by default, it is set to A4. I have no idea why. Most things you scan in are letter. But anyways, so I always just choose US letter just for the sake of it. Oh, look what I pulled up. I pulled up a grid. Oh, isn't that neat? I guess, you can always tap to focus. I guess that's what it does. Interesting. So yeah, so we're done. Because we want to start listening to this document already. So we're going to... Okay, so there's our document. Okay. And so it's crooked a little bit. It's pretty good though, You can edit it because it is an image. But we're done with it. So we're going to go up to the top left here, and on an iPod it is going to be, these icons are going to be positioned differently, just to let you know. But we're going to go to the export actions button here. So you have some options now. You have read text out loud, you have copy to clipboard, so you can paste it in a word processor or any other Notability, for example. You have send by mail, and you have open in. Now open in will, let's say, it will output the scanned image to pure text, to plain text. So you can open in Pages or Notability. You can export it as a text PDF plus image. So you can open in iBooks and get VoiceOver to read it to you from there, right? Because it's not just a plain pixelated image. But what we want to do is just read aloud. So we're going to tap that. And it's asking us about, you need to perform OCR because it hasn't been done that. So we're just going to go to OK. As you see, there was a blue bar, went very fast down. And so here we are. So I'm just going to tap the... Now VoiceOver, if you're using VoiceOver, VoiceOver will automatically start reading this aloud for you. I'd recommend to silent VoiceOver and actually find the play button that's down bottom center and use the built-in voice, because VoiceOver will stop reading the text whenever the flow is out of the grid. So you may be only reading a quarter or half of the content. right? And the built-in read aloud will read word by word, you know, and it'll scroll for you and everything. So we're just going to press play now.
Stud. Special Education in the Western P. Philosophy of Special Education. Manitoba. The amendment to the Public Schools Act. Appropriate educational programming provides the regulation to guide policy and programming for all students, particularly those with special needs, in receiving the appropriate educational programming they require. The regulations confirm in legislation that all students in Manitoba are entitled to receive appropriate educational programming that fosters student participation in both the academic and social life of the school. The legislation supports Manitoba's philosophy of inclusion. Saskatchewan. The Saskatchewan Ministry of Education. The needs all adheres to an
Okay, so right there, it read it pretty good. Like I said, if you do occur quite a bit of inaccuracies, then I would suggest to rescan it and try something different then. One thing I would like to note is that when we did take a picture, it was going do, and then it go and took the picture. If you can recall that, that's because it was trying to focus. So if I kept jiggling the paper, it would have had to be it would have been restarting. It would have do until I focused it, right? Until I held it still. So it would do, right? So just keep that in mind. I really like Prizmo. It's really nice and convenient for mobile OCR. Keep in mind, right? You don't want to make this a hard, replacement, but it's a good substitution for sure. So, in a nutshell, that is Prizmo.